Hi, I think we could probably get started as people are hopefully finding chairs. Good. I'm so happy to see all of you. I'm also waiting for my slightly technical thing to show up, but it's not a big deal. Welcome everybody. This is maybe the largest turnout we've ever had. Apparently everyone's really excited to touch some dirt after the winter that we've had. My name is Julia. I'm a librarian here and a lifelong hobbyist gardener. I've been stomping on kale since I was 2 or 3 years old. And I'm so lucky that I get to combine my love of libraries and my love of gardening, and along with some friends of mine have created this group. We meet once a month on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. And welcome, this is it. Today, this is our first ever hands-on workshop that we've done, so it's a little bit of a adventure for me. Gosh, and we're gonna have to work together because I have all the parts and I have the knowledge, and we're just gonna have to work together. There are a lot of us. So I'm gonna do a little demo and show you what things look like, and then of course it's gonna clean up, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna do a little demo, show you what things look like, and then we're gonna have to kind of work together and be patient to pass out the supplies because I didn't want to distribute it because number one, there's probably just enough for everybody, and number two, it's kind of messy, so we'll all work together. So we are going to make seed balls today, otherwise known as seed bombs, but that word is a little more pun intended incendiary than balls, so we're going with seed balls today. And the purpose is that we want to spread our love of native plants everywhere, literally and figuratively, and so this is one way to do it. It's both a form of guerrilla gardening where you're just like taking the resources that we have and literally distributing them in the ditch, or definitely not in your neighbor's yard. Ask permission first. But we can distribute these things physically, but also it can be a helpful accessibility tool for folks who aren't able to dig in the dirt, who aren't able to get down on the ground. And you'll see kind of how and why as I do the demo. So there's a couple of different mediums that are essentially the same thing. One is just more prepared than the other. And then we have plenty of seeds. And so some of us will be using this kind of pre-made, what they call seed matrix. And yes, I will. Need some volunteers. So all of it, so this is all the stuff all mixed together, this seed matrix, and it's really squishy, and I'm going to tell you it's stinky and it's dirty because it's compost, which, you know, smells great. And what we're going to do is we're going to roll this up or with some seeds, or you will be mixing, this is pre-mixed compost and clay, and on all your tables there are instructions. Pre-mixed compost and clay, which is 2 parts compost to 1 part clay. And the clay is powdered red clay. And once my thing gets up, I have a QR code that has links to where I got this. There's this really cute company. You can get it lots of different places. But there's this really cute company that I found called seedballs, like seed-balls.com. And it's a mom and her kid, and I think she's a physicist or something, and their whole business, like their side business, is that they sell supplies to make these seed balls. So it's super cool, and this is where I got it, but there's lots of different places to get the material. You can use seedballs.com, seed-balls.com. Lost my train of thought. Oh, you can use potting soil, you can use compost from your compost pile, and the clay, the idea of the clay is that it holds the ball together, and then when it dries, here's my 3 little demos here. When it dries, then these little balls are nice and dry, and the seeds are nice and protected in the clay, and there's some food in there in the form of compost, and you just chuck them out your car window as you're driving past the ditch. And then you have, or you strategically place them in your yard where you want your native flowers to grow, and then as it rains, and they just sit right on top of the soil, and then as it rains, the balls kind of melt, and as the seeds sprout, they kind of break up the clay, and then your seeds kind of have the medium and the place to grow.
You don't have to plant them.
You don't have to plant them, you just chuck them. So, I'll get that going later. So what we need to do somehow is to distribute. So my idea is that we're going to put a little bit of this medium. So the idea is, I think with the number of people here, we each should be able to make 3 of these little dime-sized seed balls. And then you will have some to take away, and you'll also have the knowledge of how to do it at home. There is plenty of seed, so feel free to help yourself to copious amounts of seed. You may notice that we have a seed library also, which I haven't talked about yet at all. I'll talk about that later. But we do have, I pulled out all of the kind of native, especially the native donated seed that we have. So we will distribute that. You can take as much as you want. And then we should be able to have enough for each person to make 3 of these little dime-sized balls. Now, the point of the dime size is that you don't want to make it too big. As we all know, most native seed is so teeny tiny that it needs to be right on the outside of the ball and not buried deep inside. Other things that are a little bit bigger, like milkweed seed, you can stick further in. But the idea is that you're going to take this medium and you're going to roll it into the dime-sized ball. And then you may want to flatten it and stick your milkweed seed inside. But then the other teeny tiny seeds that you have, we have a lot of like liatris seed, which is pretty big too. And then several other things, yarrow, which is teeny tiny. So the teeny tiny ones you'll roll on the outside, and then the big ones you'll stick inside. And the reality is you only need like 4 seeds per ball. So it's really a much smaller quantity than I imagined. I think than probably you imagined. Like I was imagining big seed balls or like bath bomb size things, right? But really it's just very small because again, as we imagine what the seeds look like and what conditions they need to grow with, this is the size that you want, right, Rachel? Okay, so I'm gonna ask my 2 helpers to start helping distribute things and then talk amongst yourselves. I have a couple of handouts. I can print more about where and why, and I'll put the QR code for the links, which has lots of information. Y'all can browse on your phone as you're waiting for materials. And then we can just get going, and we'll make sure that everybody has, I'll come around and make sure everybody has things. You can stir. I was imagining we would just put our little stuff in the cup, our little bit in the cup, and then, oh, you want to add water just a little bit at a time, like maybe a tablespoon at a time, because if it gets too wet, it won't make the ball. Better too dry than too wet. Any questions before I turn y'all loose on each other?
So in the cup you mix all parts.
All, well, let's do like the clay and the water in the cups, and then you roll and then you add the seeds since there's only going to be like 4. You know.
One sample.
Sure. Yeah, I have some already mixed. So here's this. Well, it's not all the way. Yeah, I can do a sample all the way. All right, so you get your little seed. This is the compost and clay mixed together. And I would maybe put 2 tablespoons, so like 1, 2. And then I'll bring cups of water around so everybody has some. A little bit of water. See, Nadine, you're putting me on the spot. See, now I'm going to have to add more stuff in there because I added too much water.
Yeah, this is good. Good demo.
It is good.
Of what not to do, yeah.
Yeah, what not to do. And it really does not smell good. It was quite fun when I was doing my demo before. Oh yeah, see, look, I added way too much water. Really, just add a few drips of water. Dilly, you want to smell it? No. Okay, so at this point I probably have like 2 tablespoons of water and maybe 5 tablespoons of the clay and compost, and it's starting, you can't see it, I'll sacrifice my hands here. It's starting to get kind of, it's pasty, like this, and this is probably as loose as you want it. And you may see it's kind of like, it's like almost, and then you'll, yeah, cookie dough, like, yeah, like stiff cookie dough. And then you want to make it pretty small. If you think it's too big, if you need a penny, I'll bring pennies around to compare size. Got a lot of pennies. And then you kind of roll it into a ball, and then, oh no, my hands are messy. Tilly, will you get me some seeds out of this bag?
I'm going to go get some paper towels.
Thank you. Oh, Nadine, there's some in the back, in your office. See where Skylar is in the back? There's paper towels back there. Okay, how many seeds? Will you pick out 4 seeds for me? Okay, you want to stick it in? Okay. 1. You can do the same kind. They're all there. It's mixed up in there, so they kind of look the same. 2, 3. Okay, 4. All right, so I'm kind of just putting it on the outside. These are Liatra seeds, so they're kind of big and fluffy. So I put them in the inside, and then I'm rolling the ball. Again, trying to get the seeds to stick in there. And then, ta-da! And then we have various bags that you can use to take them home. All right, trusty assistants. Make sure everybody has a red cup at your table, unless you're going to do the this matrixy stuff. Trusty assistants, we have assistants too. This is the pre-mixed stuff.